low energy today, and a good thing that I could do is maybe set my phone on silent. Well, I think no one's gonna reach out to me anyways. Welcome to today's stream. Today we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna show you some things I got from the African slash Japanese slash Korean grocery store and hair store. I just got a little thing, and talk to you about ways that I cope with having little energy and limited capacity. Limited capacity in situations like when I go out grocery shopping and when there's many people and such things, right? And some tips that I have for you. So, sorry, just adjusted the lighting. Now I'm ready. I'm kind of in a low mood today. Little mental health check-in first. I'm kind of in a low mood today. Some things are just not going so great. I am finalizing the audio for my autistic documentary that I made with the help of a scholarship last year, and now I'm finalizing the sample, but there were so many issues with trying to export it and just the sound, just to get it in AF format. If you are editing and if you're working with someone who mixes your sound, you know what I'm talking about, or probably also if you're a music person in general. Let's see what filter we find here. Maybe there's a nice one that we like. I like this one. Ooh, I also like, no, that's too much. Oh my god. I like this one, I think. Oh, that one. Let's go with this one. And basically, oh no, I don't want to stop streaming. Oops. Okay, I don't know how to get out of here. Guys, I'm so new to this, so sorry. But basically, recently, some things has just been hard, and I've been trying to figure out to unmask and to be more authentically me, but in a way that still allows me to be like, I don't know, it's so hard, guys, it's so hard to unmask, especially when you've been doing it all of your life, consciously and unconsciously. And it's amazing that I can do that, I think, because I would have not gotten so many opportunities if I wouldn't have done that, or if I wasn't able to do that, and communicate with people in certain ways that makes them feel like I'm listening and stuff. And for the ones who are new here, this is like an autism support live stream that I'm doing because I love YouTube and I want to spend more time with you guys, my YouTube family. And an easier way for me to do that is by live streaming, because it does not involve so many little hundreds and thousands of steps to get anywhere, right? To even just get the thing into the editing program. Yeah, and because I'm a filmmaker, I have quite a high standard of how I like things to be. So that's that. Basically, what is masking? Masking is a form of, as you can tell by the name, also called camouflaging, as adapting to your environment by matching the energy of the people who are around you, or their gestures, or their mimics and facial expressions, their tone of voice, and all those things, right? And basically putting on a mask. People who are neurodivergent, like, I'm not going to speak for all people, but for me, I've been doing that all my life, but it's a common thing, right? I've been doing that all my life, and first of all, trying to hide that I have ADHD, trying to be still and pretend to be in certain ways, in certain situations. And it's something that is kind of taking a toll on me, sadly, though. Yeah, I get so tired, and also now I was in a really low mood earlier, even a few minutes ago, before starting to stream on here. Now I'm pretending to be this happy, bubbly person, because as I mentioned in my last live stream, which was about body dubbing, and also a bit of my ADHD autism story, kind of, and about all kind of things, psychology, mental health. It was actually a cool stream, I would say. And I don't know, guys, I just hope that you who are watching me in the stream can also use this space every time to body double or to have some background noise, like a little podcast, me chatting in the background. And I hope that I can give you ideas that make it easier to manage life as someone with mental health conditions. Yeah, I explained a bit what masking is, but basically, yeah, it's a mechanism that we do to fit in, but the issue is when you do it so much and so excessively, and it's not something, it's not for free, it costs people a lot, and it's like, it uses up so much of your energy that sometimes you can't even do basic tasks anymore at all, or then have very little limited capacity for things such as, for example, I don't know what is a good example, but all kinds of things, right? And masking is really, really, really detrimental to people's mental health, because it's like just putting on a kind of show, a kind of facade to make others more comfortable, to fit in more, to not stand out, to not get told off. That is a big thing for me, especially as someone with ADHD, and that also comes from all the way back from school and going to Catholic school for primary school, and like throughout the whole of primary school. And basically it's to do with a lot of suppressing my natural urges. For example, to stand up when I want to stand up. For example, to fidget when I want to fidget. To rock when I want to rock, because it's quite comforting to rock. Like, I don't know, people always like portraying this like stereotype and making fun of people. But it is a very comforting stim, I gotta say, to like rock yourself, even when I'm laying down, even when I'm reading, even when I'm sitting, I'm like moving my legs. Just checking. Like, you know, like it can be all kinds of things. And basically, today I'm here because I did not want to feel alone because of, you know, many difficult things that you encounter as a Black person. But also, especially I think as a mixed person with like white family. I don't know how to talk about this, but I'm quite sad today because there's a nice family function that I'm not at, and I'm really sad because I'd love to be there. I really wanted to be in countryside today and celebrate this lovely person's birthday. I really wanted to, but because of my own emotional trauma and all the difficulties that come with having white family that is not aware of, for example, structural racism and colonialism, and I'm already emotionally so hurt and not in a space also when I try to be where I can be there at every function and just be there and pretend that I don't care when people say hurtful things, because I do, and it hurts, and I really do try to say it kindly then when I try to point out someone's racist comment or something, you know. But it is not easy, and it's tiring, and it's just very hurtful, especially when you have to do that, for example, on the day of your granny's funeral. But yeah, I don't want to talk bad about anyone. I'm just here to basically share my experience with you. Okay, let's go into the actual topic of this video. Grocery shopping. This is yummy Japanese sweet potato. It's called, I believe, like I always called it that. I hope that's what it's called. It's one of my favorite sweet potatoes that you can just pop it in literally the microwave in a bowl or on a plate with a bit of water, stab it with a fork, and put it in there for a few minutes, and it's delicious, nice carbohydrate that I'm excuse me, so obsessed with since a long time. I really love live streaming, guys. It's so nice. Then another thing I got is kind of shortbread, also from this local supermarket here in Vienna. It's a big brand, so that's why I decided to no longer promote it and mention the name all the time, because there are also other smaller supermarkets with that sell African food and that sell Japanese and Korean food and Indian food, and basically I don't when I do unpaid promotions. And also, where are the black business owners? But I know there are a few black business owners, like many actually, in Austria. I also know some supermarkets, so maybe I go there sometime and talk about that one. Basically, I had this massive craving the other day, or the other week, let's say. It lasted a whole week because I did not get a chance to buy the actual things, because I don't want to go to a Billa grocery store and buy such a small package of instant noodles for almost €2 or €2.20. Why would I do that? Like, that's insane. Like, people prices are, wait, that's how it's done, right? People prices are insane when it comes to selling our food. For them as luxury. Like, what is this? But also the supermarket, the big one that I used to go to a lot, also started putting up the prices. Like, remember, this used to be like, in my last video I talked about it, it used to be like 40 cents or something, and I'm gonna link that video below. It's also a supermarket haul where I talk about my relationship with food and eating issues and how I've been doing recently and the things I got, basically, yeah. So, anyway, inflation, everything went up so crazily. I'm like, I think I soon don't want to go to the supermarket anymore because it's getting ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to talk about the price, but either way, that's one of the things I got. A nice instant noodle soup, because I've been following and looking at better recipes on TikTok about different Korean and also Japanese or Vietnamese dishes that I want to try and cook. And yeah, many included different kinds of instant noodles. What is it called? Yeah, instant noodles. Also called ramen. Oh, am I mixing up languages again? Probably. But this one is like curry flavored with chicken, yum. I'm just gonna go through them quickly. This one is chicken flavor, yum. This one is one that I always see on TikTok. It's mad, like hot chicken flavor ramen. Yeah, it is English as well. Okay. I always see some people, and I finally found it, and I bought so many of them instantly, and I am so obsessed. I'm so excited to make them and like fry some egg, and maybe even and add some roasted garlic and sesame oil first, and you know, all the things. What I forgot to get was black red bean paste. I forgot that. Well, next time. But basically that's one of the things I got. Then I got another one which is hot chicken flavor ramen, but seems extra hot. Then I got some rice noodles, although I still have thick rice noodles, but I love everything rice. Guys, I'm so obsessed with rice. I think I need to make a short film called I love rice or something, right? I had this series once, I'm also gonna link that below, funny video, where I tell you how many kilograms of rice I eat in a month, because I eat rice literally every day, almost 2 meals a day. At the moment not, but, and today I should have gotten a bigger package of rice, but unfortunately I did not. Anyways, this is, you know, the collection of food, but it's not the frozen food and the fresh food that is in the fridge. But yeah, got some rice noodles. That's one of my favorite. Rice, the smarty rice things, only 2 kilos. Because I did not see a 5 kilo bag, only at 20, I think, for €60, and I was like, no. Sorry, I can't afford that right now. Then I got some nori, I think it's called nori, seaweed wrap things to make sushi. And I got some chili garlic sauce, delicious, but a good one, like from the store. That's why I'm so excited, because it's the good stuff. It's the good stuff, guys. Just checking, is that the brightest? Yeah. And then I also got even more things, like some underneath, another soup, and I'm trying to say this right. I practiced it before. But tteokbokki? No, that's not how I said. I'm so sorry, this live stream is really embarrassing. I got this delicious dish. I believe it's Korean. I'm gonna just show you. My camera is inverted because I decided not to promote things that I'm not paid for, right? But tteokbokki, I think it's called tteokbokki. Tteokbokki, yeah. And then I got some tom yum soup, lamb. I got one with, and this is like such a delicious dish, guys. If you don't know it, you have to make it and find it. Like, I would have liked to make it myself, like, but then it would have been so much work. I don't know why I would have done that. But next time, I do want to make it. This is sweet and spicy, and the other one is hot and spicy. This one. And then we also got some mochi, because I've really been craving mochi since such a long time. We got some peanut flavored ones. And I also got some plantain chips, and because I like them, but so expensive also. Like, why are you putting that price up for them so much? Like, what is that? And I got some peanut butter, and I wanted one that looks really like artificially made, like really non-natural and really smooth and really yummy and delicious. So I got this one, and it looks quite yum. Like, look at that. Yeah, guys. Then I got some baking soda, because I like to use that as deodorant quite often, and for cleaning, but also as deodorant. It's a secret, very cheap, really good, effective antibacterial deodorant. Guys, something else I wanted to tell you. I cut my hair yesterday. Not much. I can even get the hair. Wait, let me show you. Because I am someone, I tend to keep the hair that I cut, and this is not nicely organized. But basically, this is one little curl that is still in nice shape, and here's some of the, like, that's the ends. That's literally all I cut, even smaller pieces, because I cut out many single strand knots. Because, guys, I'm trying to grow my hair as much as, okay, I'm cheating, as much as I can, right? But I had to cut it because the ends that are dead and can't retain moisture anymore, like the ones that are dyed a long time ago, because this part used to be all the way on my scalp in 2020, beginning of 2020. So that's how much my hair grew since then. And I'm actually quite good at length retention. I'm very proud of myself. And I'm also gonna keep that up. It's very uneven now because also I cut it. Like, for example, there's this short one here, and there's this long one here. Like, it's all a bit, yeah, relative, right? But I do wanna get a professional haircut when I am in London again. Sadly, when I was at Notting Hill, when I wanted to go to Notting Hill Carnival this year, and to Black Pride, I sadly could not make it there because of different reasons, and otherwise I would have gone to a professional curly hair salon and gotten my hair done there. And I would actually also really like to take you there, guys, in a live stream, so you see how the process is of me getting my hair cut. It would be so crazy, and the hairstylist obviously would have to agree to it. But yeah. So then, what did we get from the hair store? From the hair store we got some, I wanted to get actual avocado oil, but then I looked at the price and was like, this is much cheaper. And I do like this brand actually, because I use the argan oil quite a lot, but it has many different oils and also all kinds of different stuff in it, and perfume. So it's not extra virgin avocado oil, which is apparently the only oil that that nourishes your hair, that hydrates your hair a bit, because all the others are more sealing, and there's nourishing ones like extra virgin olive oil, and there's also sealing ones like black Jamaican castor oil and such, right? So, but I got this one, and it says it promotes longer, stronger, healthier hair, and I think it's also practical because I can use, it has like a small tip, let me show you carefully, so I can use this more easily, way more easily, to actually oil my scalp, because I started doing that recently because I'm using grease now. I'm a grease addict, guys. Any natural hair person who tells you that you don't, that grease is bad, try it for your own hair and see what happens. But grease is only bad if you don't add moisture first, because it seals it in, and it's the only thing that actually keeps my hair looking fresh. I gotta say, guys, nothing else lasts as long in my hair ever as grease. Like, grease is the stuff to keep my hair hydrated. It's difficult to wash out, and if you have any recommendations for shampoos that are for curly hair, afro hair, afro black hair, and that do not dehydrate the life out of your hair, but that still get rid of the grease, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, then this avocado oil promotes longer, stronger, healthier hair, helps protect hair, scalp and skin from sun damage. Contains natural oils, moisturizing oil for hair, scalp and body. And yeah, if I went to, for example, the internet and ordered this oil, let's say ordered an avocado oil, a natural one, 100% one, because there are 100% ones, then I'm telling you, it would have been like, it would be so much easier because, not easier, sorry, I'm so distracted guys, I'm sorry, trying to find my center, but I'm thinking about 1,000 things at once, and I realized I haven't eaten today and it is quite late. And I have to answer friends who I want to see, and I have to continue my editing and hope that I can then export it. So yeah, sorry, this is something that happens to me a lot, guys, like that I get this thought overwhelm of things that I need to do or I feel I need to do. And it's quite upsetting because then what often happens is my mind perseveres? No, it gets stuck on it and it keeps on roaming around it and literally gets stuck. It's like it's going in a circle, back around and around and around. And yeah, that's what happens to me most of the time when I feel stressed and when I have things to do that are important and that are urgent. And when I feel like I have to do everything at once, that's what my mind instantly goes to. But tip, ADHD tip, something that really does help is look at the distraction. But it's okay, I should not get mad at myself for it. Like, it doesn't improve anything if I get mad at myself for forgetting what I want to say when I want to say it, or the second before I want to say it. But the ADHD tip is, yeah, about persevering, or what the word is called, is to basically, when you feel overwhelmed and you have 1,000 tasks to do, one of the tips I can definitely give you is to try to, like, it's so interesting because it's so weird, I still remember this very specific memory from my childhood when I was sitting in my granny's living room watching a children's TV channel on her TV, and it was Momo, this children's book that was made into a TV series and probably also a film. And there's basically the old guy that Momo is friends with, and it sounds so weird, the girl or the child, and he basically says to Momo how it's important not to look at, because it was autumn and there was a massive road full of autumn leaves, and Momo was supposed to clean it, or it was the other way around. He was supposed to clean it and Momo gave him the tip, probably like that, because you know, children are wise and smart, very smart. And then the guy basically, one of the two, let's say, the guy says to her, I know you're overwhelmed, but you know what helps? Not to look at the entire meter-long road that you have to clean with a broom, but to mostly look at the first 1 or 2 meters in front of you, and not to look at the entire road and then get completely overwhelmed and then be stuck in a state of not doing anything but thinking about it constantly and guilt-tripping yourself into that, you know, you're supposed to do it but you're not doing it because it stresses you out so much. But you're even stressing out like during that whole thought process anyways, and yeah, long. But basically what I'm saying is, break things into smaller tasks first of all, and look at the first little goal that you can achieve. For example, my goal today, I achieved many already that I thought I would not manage today, which is, for example, my daily self-care routine. For example, I went to the shop instantly. I met my mom, who picked me up with the car to drive me to the shop, which also brings us to the point of accommodations and asking for help. I know I would have never gone to the shop in probably the next 3-4 months, although I craved noodles so badly if I did not ask my mom or someone with a car for help to drop me there and get the things to bring back home, because it's not a place where I usually run by. And then also when I buy a lot of rice, this is small rice, yeah, 2 kilos. Usually I buy big rice. And like that's one accommodation that I realized is really important for me that I can do, which is asking for help, asking for as much help as I can, but not from one person, from many different people. And also a wise friend of mine said that once, and it is very true, that it is important that when people state their boundaries, who are part of your loved ones and your support system, that you have other people you can go to and ask for help. Because that means then that the person who setting the boundary and, for example, telling you no, I can't do that today, will be able to be there for you longer or in the long run, and not just for a short time but intensively, and then they get overwhelmed and can't hang out with you anymore, right, for example, or be friends with you anymore or something. And I think that's one of my top tips. Definitely ask for help, but have a support network as much as you can. As much as you can. For me, asking my mom to drop me there and wait and drive me home was the biggest accommodation ever. Like I would have not had any of these things that I really like to eat and that are very important for me ever if I did not ask her for help. And also, guys, do you love my lovely rice cooker? It's the cutest. It's the cutest. That's one of the first things I got when I moved into this flat. I'm very proud of this purchase because it is lovely. So now let's look into other things I got that I have not shown you yet. I got some delicious. Oh, not much delicious. I got very, very yummy rice cakes, but the slice type. Looks like this. Okay, you can't really see in it, but yeah, like this. Very yummy, also to add to any kind of noodle dish, ramen, soup. I love everything with rice because it's a chewy consistency, especially the rice noodles and dough and stuff, and also mochi dough and everything, right? But I also love plain rice. One of my favorite foods on earth is plain rice. Just gonna say it. Washed, clean, washed, with the right amount of water, prepared rice. Plain white rice, just so. And guys, if you have any help for any advice for getting protein into my body, because I struggle to eat protein. I always love to eat carbs, but protein is such a difficulty for me. Please give me advice. So other things I got from the supermarket is also very, it looks delicious in this camera. Very yummy, very fresh okra. Yeah, you see the bits hanging up there because that's how I tested how fresh it is. And there was a nice guy in the store today who told me, who was like, here's the fresh okra, this is better, come here. And I had it, and it smells so good. I honestly just want to eat a bite, but it's not washed. But I like to snack on raw okra, not a lot, but when I'm cooking okra, I like to eat 1 or 2 pieces because it's just delicious. It's just a fact. Alright, let me close the freezer maybe because that is not good. And I got some fresh coriander as well, which I should use up quite quickly or chop up and freeze because I don't want to waste this baby. Guys, I'm so thirsty. Oh my god. Dehydrated. Getting some water. And I drink water like a child. It's so funny because I always forget to drink water and then I drink water like a child who's been playing out for 30 minutes in the sun with their friends. Another one, please. Alright, and so basically, to be back here, those are the things that sums it up that I got from Prosy today. I do want to go to this one cheaper supermarket and buy some fruit and veggies, but I should figure out what recipes I'm going to cook first because that just makes more sense than having random veggies in my fridge that then I don't use because I forget they exist and also because I don't know what to eat them with. Yeah, well, I talk pretty fast. Let me have a sip. And basically, another thing, now I'm getting really tired because I just put so much energy into trying to be presentable on this live stream. Now I'm just really tired. But I'm just gonna show you on myself, or try as much as I can on a live stream on YouTube. But basically, what another advice I can give is asking for accommodation also in shops. For example, calling if they don't have a Google, graph of when it's busiest in the day, looking that up, or calling, or getting someone, a friend or a parent or a flatmate, to call at the store for you, to make sure that you go at times when it's not so busy in the store if you can, or have someone go with you. And basically what I usually do is sometimes I just go shopping with noise cancelling headphones and sunglasses on, because sometimes the light in the shops is just really bright and it irritates the heck out of me. So that's one thing I also do. Going with someone who has an overview of what things I need can also help, especially on low energy days. But I have not gotten around to do that yet, which is a bit sad, because I should do that actually with my carers, because I am in a kind of supported living where I have carers come to my house twice a week, or go places with me, or go to appointments with me. I can choose, and I do actually think that doing something like that would be beneficial for me, especially as I am cooking at home and not eating out at all recently, basically. Anyway, something really cool I also want to show you that I'm really excited about is The Artist's Way. Can I read a passage to you about it, because it's a really inspirational book that is basically for creative recoveries for everyone and anyone. If you are an artist, a singer, a dancer, an actress, a filmmaker, a poet, a writer, everything and anything creative, painter you can think of, basically an artist. It's for creative recovery. It's also it's called The Artist's Way, a spiritual path for higher creativity by Julia Cameron. And this is like the 25th or 30th, I think it's the 30th edition of this book or something. And it is very, very, very interesting, because it helps people find their creativity in any kind of way that is comfortable for you. And it has this amazing task, which I think I might start a little morning pages live stream, or do your morning pages with me stream, because it is one of the creative recovery strategies. Number one is a really important one, which is basically called the morning pages, also called the brain drain, in a less elegant way, Julia says. Because it is about that you get up and sit down and write 3 pages, just whatever, let your mind just flow, whatever comes to your mind, to basically drain your brain from any kind of thoughts that are lingering about, that are burdening you, that are like just that you're ruminating on. And it's really cool, because I really love this book, and I'm not far in yet, but I just remembered, I think later I'm gonna make some tteokbokki and read a bit, because I need to take a break after this before I start working again, because I'm very conscious also today, at the moment currently, of my battery levels. A way that I've been way less emotionally dysregulated and overwhelmed, and just have way less, okay, let's not say way less, I haven't mastered it, and it's also hard to always keep track of it as an autistic person, of your battery levels, of your internal battery levels, of what you can deal with and what not in this current time and in your day and night in general, right? So yeah guys, I hope you don't mind that I'm always jumping topics, but that's honestly how my brain works. And every video and film you see where it is clear where my thoughts seem very clear, structured, and sorted is because I purposely created it that way so people can follow the storyline of films or videos more easily. But live stream is a raw form where I'm literally just me, and there's no editing, right? So basically I can't hide or edit away the parts that might be distracting or confusing or just sudden to some people. And if you ever have some questions about how my mind got from point A to B, like, because my associations are very, for all ADHD people I find, especially over my mom, I noticed that with her a lot. Talk in my mouth, fuzzy. Okay, I hate that word. I don't know why I said that. Like that expression. I don't like that expression at all. And basically, back to my association process and how I switch topics. Is basically there's always a connection. It's never just random. It's just that often others from the outside don't get it, and they're like, "How do you come from this point to that point?" And then I'm like, "Well, you mentioned uncle, and uncle reminds me of my family." And then I started thinking about family photo albums, and that's what I'm talking about this now. So like sometimes even a part of masking for me is even sometimes pointing out, or like without being asked to clarify, my association and connection and switch of topics for people. Sometimes I even think that out, like in a way, like the sentence, so I can explain to the person why I now jump to that topic, or why I'm gonna jump to that topic now. And it does not feel like a jump to me. To me, it just feels like, okay, it's a skip, like a skip, kind of, when children are like skipping and la 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 la. Yeah, like that. It's not like a jump or something that is not connected. It is definitely, I had to leave the point where I was at to get to this point. And yeah, have an eclectic mind, what can I say? And basically the artist way with the morning pages is really cute, because you do write 3 pages every day in the morning, and that is a daily habit that you integrate into your life. And for me, it's honestly a very magical habit, because for me, when I do that, and also on the days when I don't do it, I always feel like I can achieve anything. I can do all the creative projects, not all, but the ones that I really want to do on that day, just by actually practicing this writing skill that Julia Cameron describes in her book. And then there's also another part of it, but I haven't gotten there yet. It's also hardcover. I love hardcover books. But yeah, if you are interested in creative recovery and in finding your creativity as a person in general, because creativity is something that we all have, I honestly believe, and Julia also says that. And I don't think that there's any person in the world who's not creative. I believe there's many people in the world who do not get the option to be creative because of different struggles that we all face in this capitalist society, but not all, but some, like, you know what I mean. Like, it's a luxury. It's a luxury to have time, to be able to take out time in your day, in your morning, to do 3 pages of fluent writing, to just write all the thoughts out, whatever is in your mind. And basically, that's what this book is really good for. And yeah, guys, I also, what was the other thing I wanted to say? Now I got nervous because I got reminded of someone. Sorry, guys. What was it? Yes. Another accommodation I do is basically asking people. I already said that. Another accommodation I also find is basically I developed this function. I think part of it might be autism and trying to deal with sensory overwhelm. But another part I think is also truly just, I don't know, like truly just from life and just from being black in a predominantly white country, like where I live right now. And this, to be honest, a very weird experience, and something that I developed over the years, and also as someone who was assigned female at birth, is basically putting on some kind of blinds on my, like literally on my eyes and perception, where I just do what I gotta do like when I'm out in public and running errands, without even paying attention to anyone and anything and sounds and people as little as possible, as little as I can. And that really does help me, I would say, because it, first of all, it protected me from, because as a child I never understood why is everyone staring at me, why are all those people, doesn't matter, children, grown-ups, why are all those people staring at me? So basically I have my little blinds that are also very useful when you get catcalled and harassed by men and or anyone basically, and I wear those a lot of the time, but some days that mechanism does not work and my mind just seems so open that everything is just too loud and too much, and it still gets like that, but in some environments I feel more comfortable than others. So that's why this way of shutting out the world is sometimes quite useful. It also stops me from seeing others, sadly sometimes, like from noticing people in the street, but I recognize faces very well and constantly anyways, so that's not the issue. But today, that's basically, I'm just describing to you what I did today, because also I knew, okay, my mom is waiting for me, I'm in a rush, I have to get these things, because she has to go somewhere, and I want to get all the things I want, so just go for it. And because when I start paying attention to outside things, whether it's noises, lightings, people, sounds, things that are happening around me, I get irritated very quickly, and irritated is not even, like, it is the word that is the result, that describes what happens as a result from my experience, but what is actually happening is that it's overwhelm, it's a type of overwhelm. And it took me so long to figure that out. It basically took the autism diagnosis and the psychologist explained that to me, that is a very common normal thing. Because I always, for years, I've been now explaining to my therapist, I'm always so irritated. The second I step out of the door, I get so irritated. And I'm like, and I did not understand why. I did really not understand. But the truth is, it's not even that complicated. Because it's literally just because I get overwhelmed. And because of things I observe and the trauma I have experienced by living in this place, and not this place, but in this country, or in this world, I don't know, everywhere's different in the world, right? But some things are just common themes like that are not different anywhere. Like, they might vary in ways how they show up, but the base thing is the same. Anyways, that's what I also did while doing the supermarket run today. Try to just shut out as many things people say and do as much as I can. And there are definitely places where I do feel less irritated than others. For example, London is very loud and busy and crazy, like the city especially, but I at least have my peace as a black person. Like, no one cares about how I look and how I dress. Like, people literally don't care. Everyone is busy with living their own life and doing their thing, and I'm not always a focus of, I'm not always alienated. There's not always this alienation process that people do here when they see someone who looks different, aka not white and or not cis or not 100% female or male, and yeah, or even if you're just tall, like, it can be anything. Like, what I found really interesting is that the Austrians and Germans, and I learned that not so long ago, are such an interesting group of people. I don't know how to say, yeah, group of people, is because they live such a suppressed life in so many ways, but not suppressed because they literally have, it's not so short, I think it's really short. Well, it's on top of my head, when it goes down it looks short. Sorry, distracted. Which is very interesting. So Austrians, especially, I can't speak so much about Germans, but I think it's very similar. So basically the most types of therapies were invented in Austria, worldwide, like because there's like hundreds of types of different therapies, psychotherapies, right? And so many of also evidence-based, like 23 out of, I don't know, so and so many, were of evidence-based therapies were created in Austria. And I think it is because something that just lays in the air here, in the genes, in everywhere, in the streets, in wherever you go and whatever Austrian thing you watch, if it's especially also white, then like you feel how suppressed this group of people is and how they live just for the sake of fitting in and living a life how it's supposed to be. And I was never like that, obviously. And also I went to Montessori school, so I was not also raised to just blindly accept things that I am told, but I was raised literally. Montessori encourages people and children to question and to be curious, because Maria Montessori, she's the inventor of Montessori school, by the way, she also knew that like children are curious, and and we as humans in general, but children especially, are so curious because they're trying to understand the world around them and what's happening, and they want to learn and they want to know. And that's why the curiosity and the learning and the questioning does not have to be in an interrogative way, but questioning in the sense of even just, you know, wanting to understand why this plant is red, or wanting to understand why dad always smashes the door when he comes home from work, but not when he comes home from walking with me. Like, random example, right? And because that questioning and learning, which is very connected to learning, because if you want to know, there's ways you can find out. And oh my god, now there's a loud noise. Why do you have to do that now, person? But basically, that's what was encouraged so much. And on that note, I'm gonna end this live stream. Bye, see you next time.